and Japan needs you. Japan is calling specifically for black men to come and impregnate their women so that they can save their dying population, which means their lives. I mean, what are you going to guarantee us if we send our men over there to help save you? Could you imagine?
You don't own me. Black women gave up this group thing when they kept saying, you don't own me. You think you own me now? I will go get me some Japanese hoo-ha if I feel like it. But I'm into black women. I didn't want to say it, but if you go over there, they'll give you a free house if you marry a Japanese lady. You made me say it, Tasha. I didn't want to say it.
I think it's about time that y'all just let the good doc cook. Let's get to it. Hey, what is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I be, Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. Shout out to the IPA, more specifically the IPA for this particular video, because you know the Good Doc about to get into it. Now, let's cut through all the kerfluff, all the good stuff, good docs, good books, merch, description area below. If y'all been on it, or if you've been a part of the Good Docs channel, you may not remember this, but Doc's been on this particular topic of conversation since January of 2023. And if you don't believe me, description area below, there is a live stream that I did that covered a news article in reference to some Asian countries looking to entice foreign men to come to their countries in order to, let's call it for what it is, procreate, right? Encourage foreign men to sleep with their women because they're trying to build their population. More specifically, we talked about that as it related to Japan. Now, there's a lot going on in this video, and if you're able to make it past Tasha K being loud as hell as she always is, no disrespect to her, but to her being her true self, you know, there were some things in that particular short that we put at the beginning of this video that I found to be very interesting. More specifically, what my man said about providing a house for anybody that's willing to marry a Japanese woman. That's nice. That's crazy. If they would provide me an allowance and they didn't care that I actually already had a wife, and if my wife didn't actually care that she was already my wife, we might be cooking, right? But despite all of the way that I think, I'm very intrigued by this because I do believe that it is put in place to entice men to come to the country and sleep with the Japanese women, right? Is it a interesting approach to say the least? Absolutely. Is it one that I saw coming? Absolutely not. You see, the Japanese culture overall is it's interesting because I've been a part of it for a very small period of time in my life, and I was able to understand a little bit about honor and, you know, respect and bringing honor to the family and all that stuff and what that really means to the dynamic and the structure of that particular society. And they live and die by that shit, right? You are not going to bring dishonor, because dishonor to the family name and all that stuff is really, it doesn't bode well with the community, and as a result, people have tendencies to hurt themselves if they do bring said dishonor. And I'm not gonna say that dating a foreign man once upon a time may have been bringing dishonor to the family, but it would not surprise me, and this is just me talking. I'm not saying that this really has weight other than just words that I'm saying, but I would not be surprised if bringing home a black man would bring dishonor to the family. Let's just call it for what it is, right? In certain cultures, you know, dating black just is taboo to some people. It's crazy. Still in the Philippines, you have some people who may feel that way. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in Japan or in places like Korea where they admire whiter skin tones. It just doesn't bother me. It's not so much that I'm saying, oh, black guys ain't gonna get no play. Not saying that, because we all know that that is false. But what I am saying is it wouldn't surprise me if that's bringing dishonor to the family. So we're talking about bringing about a child, male or female, into this world that is likely of half black and half Japanese race or culture, whatever the fuck. They half and half, right? We call them mixed breeds. It's called for what it is. Now, they're gonna love that child regardless, both sides of the family. It just doesn't matter because that's the kid, that's the baby, right? But it kills me because at some point in time, I do believe that it probably would have been dishonorable to bring home a half-black child. But now it is almost as if they're saying, hey, black men over here, black men over there, come over here, come get you some. Now, I don't want to say it that way because it does seem a bit rude or disrespectful, but that's just the way it's coming off. Like, hey, man, we're basically giving you our women for you to help boost our population. But I think that the bigger question is, and a lot of people may be asking, how did we get to this point? Again, going back to the honor and the structure of the Japanese society, you are going to find that there are a high percentage of guys that aren't really out there seeking relationships with women at all. There's certain movements, I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but it's basically movements wherein guys are just not seeking relationships. They're not even remotely looking to be with women. They're not sleeping with women. They're not talking to women. They're not interacting with women. Just none of that. They're foregoing all of those activities just for peace and tranquility within themselves, right? So imagine, even if having a baby out of wedlock, at least you're still boosting the population, right? If you're not even doing that, this is why you see the numbers year over year. And again, we discussed that in that article. I can't remember the percentage year over year, but every year, the decrease in the population numbers are becoming abundantly clear, which is why the society, such as one of the Japanese society, is actually trying to get guys to come over there, have jobs, or making it easy for you to get employment over there. And, just what's brought to my attention, actually getting a house to these guys. This is something that is brand new. This is something that is probably unheard of for a lot of societies. But in an effort to save their society, yes, you're going to have to sleep with our women. Yes, our children, or the children that you bear, unless you take them out of the country, and that's likely not going to happen, they are going to be raised amongst Japanese culture. So they're going to be Japanese in essence, regardless of what they're mixed with. They're just trying to boost their society numbers. They're just trying to boost their population numbers. I think it's admirable. I applaud them for the effort. And if I was a single man, I would probably be the first one on a plane, as long as you give me that 3-month visa like you did before when I touched down there a couple years back. I'd be on that shit. And let's not get it twisted. Japanese women are absolutely gorgeous. Let's call it for what it is. Anybody who's ever been, I'm not talking about shit you've seen on TV. I'm talking about actually been. You know that Japanese women are absolutely gorgeous. They truly, truly are. And I did a video a while back. I don't want to really go into it because I was having fun with it, but it was definitely an interesting piece. And I do believe that it's noteworthy to bring that little tidbit of information into this video, because I think that it does kind of influence some decisions that some guys may take into consideration when it comes to, making a decision to come to Japan and actually fulfill their duties as a man. They did a ranking of the most searched websites, adult websites, or the most searched topic on adult websites. And it just so happened that the Japanese topic of conversation was damn near ranked number 1. So I don't need to fill in the blanks for you. I'm going to allow you to do that yourselves. But you imagine that the number 1 searched type of bid is that. My bad. As I was saying, until I was rudely interrupted, got caught up. But the number 1 search site on adult websites is the topic of, Japanese shit like that. That's a thing. And I don't necessarily want guys to travel there because they're fetishizing and shit. Come on now, let's make it a little bit more, let's make it about more than just that. But at the same time, if you look at the ranking, like I told you before, and in your mind, you're like, oh my God, I now have an opportunity that I may or may not have thought that I had in the past. And this is coming to fruition, that the government is now actually, and I hate to say it this way, but it is what it is, handing their women over to us. Oh my God. I done hit the lottery, right? Type shit. But again, I do believe that you may think that you're going to be able to just go out there all crazy and shit and loot and, go ham. I don't think that that's going to be the play, but I do believe that it's now opening the doors that have always been open, but I do believe now it's more so the government encouraging guys to come over and say, hey, y'all come spend your time over here a little bit. We'll make sure that your visa's good. I think they're even allowing it easier for guys to get job opportunities there as well. So you can make this a full circle experience. If you've ever wanted to travel, if you ever wanted to know what it was like being with and or dating a Japanese young lady, knowing what it's like to work over there. I mean, the cost of living, don't get it twisted, it's a little bit up there, right? Because Japan, I don't know, first world, second world society, it doesn't matter. They're a rich fucking society, and they're the forefront of technology as well, as far as I know. It's gonna cost you to live there, but the experience, I do believe, will be worthwhile. And that's just me. That's just me, right? Take it from somebody who has an inkling of what it potentially could be like for y'all over there. And he's saying, yo, you might as well try to see what it's about. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it would not hurt you to look into it. All right. Now, again, let's call it for what it is, though. Just because the society is saying, hey, gentlemen, come over here, nothing guarantees you anything. Let's call it for what it is. Nothing gonna guarantee you nothing. All right. Because this ain't no forceful, hey, you gotta do this. This ain't nothing like that. They're not building a society that way, but they're encouraging it. So don't be surprised if somebody just nudge and say, girl, go on, get your ass over there. type shit. Go on, girl, get your ass over there. You know, we need these babies. Sounds crazy, but a lot of people don't understand the significance of population in society and the growth of the people around. Because again, you can have these kids, but they're still going to be raised likely, highly likely, Japanese. And if I were you and you were me, I think that I would want my kids to be raised amongst that culture. It's a very honorable, respectable culture to be raised in. I mean, you can kind of compare it to that of the Western world if you want to, but I don't think we have to. You know what I'm saying? So if they know that they can procreate or have these kids and raise them amongst the society, build them up to be upstanding citizens of the Japanese society, by all means, I wouldn't be surprised if, or I shouldn't say I am surprised that they're actually offering this up to gentlemen as a potential option for themselves, right? Unfortunately, no little Dr. Mike TVs running around Japan. Damn. I love being married, but sometimes when these opportunities come, you be like, fuck. Too little, too late, young man. Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all locking in. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's been a good night, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.